Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. Blessings to everybody, blessings to each and every one of you. For this is again the day that the Lord has made, another day for us to rejoice and be glad in it. And let us find something to rejoice and be glad in. No matter what this day is bringing you, no matter what you're facing this day, let us find something to rejoice and be glad about. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. For this is the day that He made for us. So we need to be glad and rejoice in it and give Him praise and thanks for all that He has done. So guys, I'm going to be talking about being rooted. I did a video the other day about being rooted, the importance of being rooted, and I'm just going to get a little bit more into that. And I read from Jeremiah, the NIV version, Jeremiah 17:8. Jeremiah 17:8, and it says, "They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit." No worries in a year of drought, and it never fails to bear fruit. So when you're planted in God, you have everything that you need. You will lack for nothing. You will lack for nothing. Yes, you will still go through things in life, but you'll go through it in a different type of way. You'll handle it in a different type of way. There will be a peace that comes over you. There will be a peace that comes over you. Over every situation that comes your way, you will have some type of peace, the peace of God that will pass all understanding. As a kid, my father, I can always remember him saying, just pray about it with everything. Just pray about it. That was his thing. That's what he would tell people. Just pray about it. And I used to always wonder why does he always say that? Just pray about it. Why does he always say it? And it didn't matter what the situation was. It did not matter how urgent it was or how, it just didn't matter how big or how little the situation was. He always said, just pray about it. And that always stuck. He told his family that, just pray about it. And that stuck. That stuck with me growing up. Through the years, it stuck with me. And now I see why. Why just pray about it. It means so much. He was rooted. And when you are rooted in God, you will have strong roots. And what happens is you will pass that along to others that come across your path in life. And that's exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did. Both my parents. So I come from a rooted family. We come from a rooted family. Me and my siblings, we come from a rooted family. Being rooted makes you stand out. Being rooted makes you stand out. People can tell something is different about you. Don't know quite what it is, may not can figure it out, but it's because you're rooted in God. You're rooted in God. And it always seemed, when you see my father, he didn't really have any worries. It seemed like nothing bothered him. He was always cheerful. He was a giver. He just seemed carefree all the time. But that's because he had the joy of the Lord in his life. He had God on his side. God fought his battles. Everything was turned over to God. And when we can live like that and actually truly be a servant of God and be rooted in God and be a believer of God and know that, yes, everything that comes my way, it doesn't matter because I take it to my Father. I'm rooted in Him. So whatever concerns me concerns Him. Whatever bothers me bothers Him. So He will take care of it regardless. Regardless, He will take care of it. And so that stuck. As a kid, that stuck. And so now I pass it on to my family. Just pray about it. My kids, I tell them all the time, just pray about it. Because it's so true. Things in life that come up we can't handle, what is left for us to do? So pray about it. Take it to God. Take it to God in prayer. And actually, in all actuality, that should be the first. In all reality, that should be the first thing you do is just pray about it. Take it to God. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Take everything that we need to God in prayer. So many of us come from unrooted backgrounds, but that doesn't mean that has to be that way. It doesn't mean it has to stay that way. If you come from a background that is not rooted, that doesn't believe in God, that doesn't lean on God, that doesn't trust in God for anything, but you in your heart you feel different, that's okay. You be that one. You be that one to start the root. You be that one to be rooted in God and be okay with it, because it says right there, your leaves will always be green. In a famine, in a drought, you will still bear fruit. So that's letting you know whatever goes on in your life, through the good times, through the bad times, through the happy times, through the sad times, it will always be okay because God has got you taken care of. You will always prosper because God has you taken care of. Even in your wilderness, you will be okay because God has you taken care of. Even in times of death and sadness, you will be okay because God has you taken care of. When you are rooted in Him, you will have everything you need. You will lack nothing. You will lack for nothing. When the heat comes, when problems come your way, when Satan tries to throw things at you left and right, and has you burdened down and worried and anxious and scared and fearful, turn it over to God. Turn it over to God. When you're rooted in God, it won't matter what Satan has to say because you know where your source is. You know where you're grounded at. You know that you are grounded in God, and He is going to protect you. He is going to guide you. He is going to shield you. He is going to comfort you. He will give you whatever it is that you need in your time of trouble. He will give you whatever it is that you're seeking. He will give you that. If you need peace in your mind, He will give you that. Peace in your life, He will give you that. Peace in your body, He will give you that. Restoration, He will give it to you. He will give it to you as long as you believe in Him and know that He is the miracle worker. He is the way, He is the promise, He is the light. As long as you believe that He is the only God, the true and living God, He will take care of you. You are His child. We are His children. He will take care of us because He's a good father like that. Whereas Satan, he don't care. He'll lie to his children every day. That's what's in his blood. That's what's in his bloodline. Lineage of lies, death, destruction. That's what he does. So that's what you'll get when you follow God. When you follow Satan, that's what you will get when you follow Satan. But when you follow God, God stands for love. God stands for peace. God stands for life. He stands for life. And that's exactly what you will get when you are in God, when you are rooted in God. Life will be okay. Life will be worth the living when you are rooted in God. He is going to be your provider. He is going to be your provider. He will see to it that you will never lack for nothing. He will see to it that He won't fail you because His word will not come back void. Whatever He said, it must come to pass. Whatever God says, it must come to pass, and it will come to pass. And when you're rooted in God, you move different. You move different. People can see that there's something about you that's different. They can't quite pinpoint it or can't quite tell what it is, but they know that you're different. Something different is about you. And so that's because you're rooted in God. They may not know it. They may not know it, but they know something different. And it's because you're rooted in God. Being rooted in God can help you as a person. It helps around you. It makes who you are. And when you're not rooted, you're blowing around in the wind. You're trying to find who you are. You're trying to grab onto something or someone to help ground you. When all you need is God. When all you need is God. Grab a hold of God. And He is the one who will shape you and mold you into what you're supposed to be. Not these worldly things. Not turning to other gods or other people or turning to Satan. He won't. Those things will not mold you. Only God can do it because He is the creator of life. Only God can do it. So many times families have curses, bloodline curses, generational curses, because they don't have any roots. They don't have any roots. They're not rooted in anything solid, the foundation of God. They're not rooted. And there's times you can tell families that are rooted in God because those are you see the generational blessings on those families. You see the generational blessings. There are generational curses and there is generational blessings. And you can tell when someone has a praying family. You can tell when someone has a rooted family. When someone has a family that truly, truly stands on the word of God and truly serves God and truly believes in God. Because their prayers get answered differently. Things get handled differently. Their children even are shielded and protected differently. Family members are shielded and protected differently. Just like those praying grandmothers that we have, that people have, praying grandmothers, that makes a difference. Praying mothers, and praying fathers, that truly, truly makes a difference. I am a praying parent. I will be till the day I die because I need that shield of protection around my kids, around my family. I need that. And that's what it is. When we are rooted and grounded in God, He will take care of the rest. He will take care of our seeds. He will take care of our family. He will take care of our children's children. It will pass on to descendants. And so that's That's why it's so important to be rooted in God. It makes a difference. And like I say, if you're not one that is rooted in God or comes from a family that is rooted in God, get to know him. Get to know him. Become rooted in God. Be that one that steps out and says, no, I'm going to do things different from what my family does. I'm going to do things different. I'm going to be that one that's different. I'm going to be that one that don't go down that road. I'm going to be that one that don't go down that path. Just because my family did it, just because it runs in my family, don't mean I have to be the one running. No, I'm stopping. I'm going to God. I'm running to God. I'm not going to be the one to keep carrying the torch, the curse. I'm not going to be that one. I'm going to take it to God. I'm going to be the one that's rooted in God. I am going to be the one that is rooted in God. So we really, really, really need to think about it. When we're not rooted, we're blowing around in the wind. We're up for the taking. We're up for the grabbing. We're up for the snatching. Satan sees you don't have nothing solid to stand on. He's there. He's gonna snatch you up so quick and so fast because he sees you have no solid foundation. You have no anchor. You're not rooted. You're not rooted anywhere. And so when you're not rooted anywhere, you're lost. You're lost. You're looking for something to hold on to. You're feeling desperate. You're feeling, what is going on? Where do I turn? Who do I turn to? But when you're rooted in God, you know automatically who you turn to. You know automatically who your source is. You know who to turn to. And it'll be just like that. It won't be a second thought. You'll know who you go to, your Father. The Father in heaven. Turn to him. Turn to him. So let us all be mindful when trials and troubles and storms and things happen in life, problems come up in life. Be rooted. Turn to God. Get rooted in God, because it makes the difference. It makes all the difference in the world. You will see that you'll start to move different. You'll see that you'll start to be blessed differently. You'll talk differently. You'll walk differently. And people will know there's something about them. They've changed. There's something different about them. They're not the same person. No, you know why? Because I became rooted in God. I found my foundation. I found where I'm supposed to be rooted and where I'm supposed to be grounded and where I'm supposed to be planted. So let us be mindful. Be mindful of our roots. Where are we rooted, or are you even rooted? Where are you rooted, or are you even rooted? Be rooted in God. Be rooted in God, because he is the source. He is the creator of life. And when you go to the creator of life, he's got all that you need. He's got all that you need. He will supply your every need. Your every need. So I pray that you all have a blessed rest of the day. And you guys continue to share the videos. Continue to share the videos. Pass the word along. Pass the word of God along, the goodness of God along. Because we never know who needs to hear it. We never know who needs the encouragement. We never know who needs the uplifting. We never know who needs to be brought up out of the darkness. They just need someone to help them. So you all continue to share the videos. And you guys continue to turn to God in all things. Look to him. Look to him, from which cometh our help. Look to the hills, from which cometh our help. Be rooted. Be rooted in God. You guys have a blessed day.